Hello, my friend. I am Adrian, and welcome to Rabona TV's Weekend Recap. No Bundesliga this week, but I will have quite a few videos for you this week to make up for it, so no crying, okay? Wipe those tears away and join me in thanking this video sponsor, OneFootball. Who could have guessed? OneFootball, of course, is the best app to keep you in the know on all things football, including breaking news, live scores, highlights, live match tickers, and oh, so much more thanks to their customizable news feed. That's right. Don't like a team or a player? Don't follow them. For a free download on iOS or Android, I encourage you to click the link in the description or tap it if you're on a phone or a tablet, and you'll get a free download. It's free! Chelsea traveled away to Everton, and Everton that had just made Duncan Ferguson their interim manager, and their interim manager was able to get a bounce from this team. And how? Intensity. That's the magic word this week, and the intensity that Everton showed on the pitch was mirrored by the Everton support, and that made for a terrible atmosphere if you were a Chelsea player. A terrible atmosphere that brought along a 3-1 win for Everton, a deserved 3-1 win for Everton, for sure. Maybe this is exactly what Everton need in this moment. With how bad it's been lately, they need someone to unite the club again. And I mean, unite everyone. The squad, staff, fans, everyone. Get everyone back on the same page and united from here on out. Maybe Ferguson is the perfect choice for that, as he's a real Everton man. And at least for now, you can see the smiles on the faces of the players. He will get a massive new manager bounce from them because he's playing it right. He truly cares about this club. He truly has passion for this club. And if he can pass on some of that onto the squad and get some pride in the badge back, they'll be fine. Chelsea on a bit of a poor run, aren't they? Well, not the worst, but 3 losses from their last 4 matches, 1 win in their last 5 across all competitions. It isn't anything to write home to tell your mom about. Spurs hosted Burnley, and you knew that Mourinho was going to have them bouncing back from this one. He spoke of his inability to work on the intensity and the mentality of Spurs at the beginning of matches, and clearly in the time since their limp 2-1 loss to United, he was able to work on that a bit. And then some. They definitely slowed down in the latter stages of the second half, but at least they didn't leak a couple of goals this time. First clean sheet under Mourinho, and a further 5 goals added to their tally under him. You'd excuse them for slowing down towards the end, by the way, because they were rapid throughout. And man, how about that Heung-min Son goal? Mourinho said it reminded him of that iconic goal that Ronaldo scored for Barcelona back in 1996. Sonaldo got the ball deep in Spurs midfield and then went past defender after defender. Once he had busted past the halfway line, I was up off my seat. You could feel that he was going to go all the way. What a goal. Unlucky for Harry Kane, who actually scored 2 stunners as well. And while this is probably, at least in my opinion, Delhi's worst is the wrong word, but let's say his most subdued performance under Mourinho, I mean, guy still got 2 assists. 5-0. Liverpool went away to Bournemouth, a free-falling Bournemouth, unfortunately for Howe and the boys. Before they came up against the European champs, they were already on a 4-match losing streak, so you could imagine how this was going to go against the Liverpool side that is just in insane form. They mixed up their squad for a derby match, where form can sometimes go out the window, and they cruised in that match. That's the kind of form that Liverpool's in. The entire squad is in. And they cruised in this match as well. Again, showing their depth. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain opened the scoring. That was his first of the season from just 11 appearances for him in the Premier League, of course. His 5th start for Liverpool in the Prem. He's been used sparingly. Against Everton, Salah and Firmino were rested, while Mane got his opportunity to rest in this match. Chamberlain did alright on his flank. Not incredible, but a serviceable job for sure. Who I loved watching in this one was Naby Keita, showing us a level of play and a level of domination from him that we really haven't seen since his time at Leipzig. He's massively fallen short of expectations since he's been at Liverpool. After his great couple of seasons at Leipzig, a goal and an assist for Mo Salah also. That's another positive for Liverpool. Salah himself actually got a goal and an assist. He and Keita setting each other up. He needed that goal. He hasn't really gotten up and running. He's still been good, 7 goals and 4 assists, and just his general play has been decent, but I guess we're still holding on to hope that he will wow us again with his insane finishing from his first season with Liverpool. Maybe he's just settled down to his true level, which is still pretty good, man. 3-0 Liverpool. Manchester United versus Manchester City, El Derby. What a match. I had a blast watching this one. You had a blast watching this one as well, of course. Unless you're a City fan, where you just had a ton of frustration seeping out of your bones. United did quite well. They countered City perfectly, and a brace from Rashford, Big Six Rashford, who loves playing against the Big Six, gave United the 2-1 win. City were off. They were off and they were a little unlucky. And to be fair, they have quite the injury list as well. All of these things contribute to their poor form of late, but let's not take anything away from United. Plus another questionable, could go either way handball call that didn't go in City's way. Two big results for United this week, the win over Spurs and their fresh new manager Mourinho. That's a great result for United and one that they really needed. And it looks like Ollie was able to harness that bit of a chip United had on their shoulder against Spurs, and he got a similar bit of intensity and aggression from United against City. City are a bit of a wounded animal at the moment, and they took advantage, so props to United. Very competent victory. So I'm happy for Solskjaer. Do I still think that he is the man to guide Manchester United to the promised land? Personally, no. But there are some valid reasons to believe that he could be, I guess. I could see that side of things. But I still stand behind my statement that he isn't the guy for them. It's great that he got 6 points from these 2 matches, and there's reasons to be happy about it, but there are 2 matches out of 38. Prior to the 2 wins, he got 2 draws against Sheffield and Villa, and has had some other performances that were just as limp as this match was great. So, I could be proven wrong in the end, and if I am, I will happily put my hands up and admit it and give him all the credit he certainly will have earned. Until then, I'm still very skeptical of him, and I don't think that he's the guy. But anyways, after these last 2 matches, I won't begrudge Ollie of his plaudits, and just like I always say, guys, the mantra of this channel, we critique when it's appropriate, and we gotta follow that up with a compliment when people deserve it, because otherwise your critique doesn't really hold much water as far as fairness, or I guess bias would go, or the lack of bias. Anyways, Obi-Wan-Bissaka was immense, as was McTominay again. Another solid performance from him. What a player he's becoming for United. And of course, Rashford was always a threat. You know, I didn't think that Jesse Lingard was too bad in this match either. Who would have thought? Leicester, they continue. Vardy, they continue to do amazing things. And look at this lead that Liverpool has at the top of the table. Wow. And United, they're up there. They're in 5th now. United and Spurs, they're chasing down Chelsea. Watch out, Frank Lampard. The Bundesliga, so the official club that we here at the weekend recap, that's you, the viewer included. The official team we all support in Spain is Real Sociedad. You know this. Future champs, you know? Well, in Germany, that team we support together is Borussia Marco Rosbach. The team led by the man with a footballing brain that is as beautiful as he is. But seriously, your favorite Bundesliga club had a huge test this weekend at home against Bayern Munich. This was a test to see if Mönchengladbach are for real, or just pretenders. Well, they certainly had to adjust their game plan a bit as they surrendered much of the possession to Bayern Munich and had to weather quite the storm in the first half. But they defended smart. And while they surrendered just as much of the ball in the second half, they were much better at making the most of the possession that they did have. First though, Muller set up Perisic. Perisic is quietly turning out to be a solid signing for Bayern. That was his 4th goal to go along with his 4 assists across all competitions. 4 goals and 4 assists with just 599 minutes in the UCL and Bundesliga. That's an average goal involvement of every 74 minutes. Very decent. But 11 minutes later, Rami Bensebaini got the equalizer and set up a panic-rife end to this match, an end that saw Mönchengladbach threaten from the counter and from set pieces, and one of such counters saw Javi Martinez take out Thuram. Blatant penalty and a second yellow for Martinez, so from the ensuing spot, in second half stoppage time, Bensebaini converted to give them the win and ensure that they will stay at the top of the table for the 8th match day running. 2-1 Borussia Mönchengladbach. Borussia Dortmund handed their manager Lucien Favre a lifeline in a big win over Fortuna Düsseldorf, a team that has started the season on the wrong foot for sure, but let's remember, Dortmund fell 3-0 behind against Paderborn, a team with just 4 points from 13 matches at the time, so they certainly did much better against a lowly opposition in this week than the last. Anyway, against Dusseldorf, their top performer was Puma, hooking them up with the blackout kit to celebrate 110 years of Borussia Dortmund. That's a beautiful kit. Royce and Sancho with a brace each and an assist each, and Dortmund finished the night with 5 goals to 0. After the disappointment of losing to Mönchengladbach last week, top 4 hopefuls Freiburg got back to winning with a big 1-0 home win against Wolfsburg. Johnny Schmidt got the late winner in that one. RB Leipzig, they took on Hoffenheim at home, knowing that they needed a win in order to stay within a point of Mönchengladbach. Thankfully for them, Timo Werner is on track to have a career-high season as he scored a brace, and you guys know I've been talking up Sabitzer. I've been talking him up all season long, and you know that Sabitzer scored scored once again. 6 goals and 3 assists for him now in the Bundesliga. But Werner, man, this man is killing it for the Rasenballsport Leipzig. 15 goals and 5 assists so far in the Bundesliga. Last season in total, he had 16 and 7. This year, as it stands, only Ciro Immobile has been involved in more league goals, according to Opta France. 3-1 win for Leipzig. Bayer Leverkusen versus Schalke was a tasty matchup with both teams in a bit of a good form at the moment. Bayer Leverkusen versus Schalke was a tasty matchup with both teams in a bit of good form at the moment, but Schalke will have been a bit disappointed with their performance. They were dealt with handily by the host Leverkusen, who took the lead in the 15th minute thanks to Lucas Alario. Alario added a second in the 81st. He scored 6 in 11 appearances now for them. Schalke did add one later, but it was strictly consolation at that point. 2-1 Leverkusen. So in Germany, Mönchengladbach still have the lead, but it's still just by 1 point over RB Leipzig. Dortmund jumped back up to 3rd, while Bayern's loss sees them fall down to 7th. Such is life in the Bundesliga. From week to week, you could go anywhere from 3rd to 7th place. Leipzig and Gladbach are putting some space between themselves and the rest, though. We'll see what happens there. Wouldn't it be crazy if the title race was between Leipzig and Borussia Mönchengladbach? That would be refreshing to see. In Spain, the future champs went away to Real Valladolid and despite dominating the hosts, just couldn't find a way past Matsip in goal. In fact, they could barely find the goal. 16 shots, 5 blocked, 2 on target. Rough one. But they'll bounce back and take the title. With Martin Odegaard in the team, anything is possible. Speaking of bouncing back, Real Madrid has forgotten all about their poor form from the beginning of the season, as they have put a great run together. Their last loss came on October 19th, and while they haven't played any great teams in that time frame, you can only beat those that are in front of you. I mean, they got a draw against PSG, that's a good team. And Espanyol was in front of them this weekend as they played at the Bernabeu, and their man in form, Karim Benzema, was once again at the center of their success with a goal and an assist. He's second in both goals and assists in the league. Yes, Messi has already overtaken everyone. We'll get to him in a second though. Benzema though, we're celebrating him right now. 11 goals and 5 assists in 14 appearances, 2-0 win for Real Madrid. Okay, and Messi, he went ahead and got a hat-trick this weekend as Barcelona stomped Mallorca 5-2. Some ridiculous goals in there, namely Luis Suarez's chopped back heel that skipped over the keeper. Very unique goal, love that one. But Griezmann also scored and assisted. Ter Stegen got an assist on Griezmann's goal as well. What can't he do, man? That's 2 assists for Ter Stegen this season. Crazy. Also crazy, that was Messi's 35th La Liga hat-trick from 462 matches, so he takes the hat-trick crown from Ronaldo. Ronaldo had 34 in 288 matches, by the way. It should have been way worse than 5-2. Shout out to Mallorca's warrior of a keeper, Manolo Reina, who still made 14 saves in this match. That's crazy. Atletico Madrid, man, dead team. I hate to say it, but watching their matches is torture at the moment. It's gotta suck for the Atleti faithful. The team's in very, very poor form. They went away to Villarreal and only managed a 0-0 draw. Another draw for Simeone as they fall further and further down the table. 6 wins, 8 draws, only 16 goals scored. Real Madrid has scored twice as many as them. So, standings. A big win for Valencia, 4-2 away to Levante, moves them on par with Atletico now, while Sevilla dropped points in a 1-1 draw, so Barcelona and Real Madrid stand alone at the top on 34 points each and play each other not this Wednesday, but the following Wednesday, the 18th. Let's hit Italy. Big changes, boys. First off, Inter and Roma played out a horribly boring 0-0 draw on Friday night to get things started off with an absolute whimper. Not much to report on there. An Italian newspaper published a headline that said Black Friday with Lukaku and Smalling on the front, so no surprises there, more ignorance from Italy in regards to race. But hey, in fairness, I just have to rewind here. There was also a guy doing monkey noises and movements towards, I believe it was Fred. One of the City fans did that to Fred, so ignorance in England still too. Ignorance everywhere, let's be honest. Atalanta got a big 3-2 win over Hellas Verona in Atalanta's favorite kind of way, a late winner to seal it. The goal came from Berat Jamitsi. Cue the absolute scenes. What an entertaining team Atalanta is to watch. They almost always guarantee some late drama. Udinese added further pain to Napoli's season and their recent poor form with a 1-1 draw. That means that Napoli are now winless in 7 Serie A matches dating back to October 19th, being the last time that they won. I'll have a video on these boys and the situation there very soon, because it's an interesting one and it's not really being widely reported too much, I find. Speaking of teams that didn't do great this weekend, Juventus. A big yikes from Sarri and the boys as he suffers his first loss of the season. You could feel it coming, to be honest, after the squeak win over Atletico and then a 2-2 at home against 14th place Sassuolo. So Juve going away to Lazio and losing 3-1. Not surprised there in the slightest, to be honest with you. Know what was surprising? No goals or assists for Ciro. He had a penalty saved by Szczesny, Luis Felipe, Milinkovic-Savic, and Caicedo picked up the slack for him. Ronaldo scored for Juve. And to be fair to Juve, so their fans don't hate me too much, the match did change massively once Cuadrado was sent off in the 59th minute. So Juve were probably the better team leading up to that moment. Milan got their second win on the trot. Can you believe it? Playing away to Bologna, they went 3-1 up, and a late penalty for Bologna made for a very fun end to this one. 3-2 was the final for Milan, and that win actually moved Milan into the top 10, just barely, but into the top 10. Lazio's 7th win in a row puts them just 3 points behind Juve, Inter leads by 2 points, and the Kagi boys are undefeated in 13 matches and in 4th place. Napoli, 7 points behind the top 6. Hey, that's all, my friend. No bonus league, okay? So don't cry. You'll get plenty of videos this week, as I mentioned in the intro, so swipe those tears away or wipe them away, okay? Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, I'll have more videos for you this week, including some Champions League, video on Napoli, and then something with the Athletic on Friday. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, and take care.